board game is now Monopoly, the TV game. Here come the players. The red player, Tom. The gold player, Debra. And the green player, Tripp. Here comes our hostess, Kathy Cargus. And here's the host of Monopoly, Mike Reilly.
Thanks a lot, and welcome to Monopoly, folks, where our players are going to battle to become real estate tycoons. Folks, it's just as easy as this. You answer our crossword puzzle type clues, and you're going to win some properties. Every time you get a property, we're also going to deposit the value of that property into your bank. If you're ready, we're on go. We're going to move over to Mediterranean Avenue, a $60 property, and the battle begins. Players, all correct answers on this block will begin with the letter A. The letter A for Mediterranean Avenue and $60. Here is your clue. Don Ho, hello. Tom.
Aloha.
Aloha, Tom. Nice entrance into the game. Tom, you're the red player. Let's turn Mediterranean Avenue red. $60 into Tom's bank. We move on to Baltic Avenue, also a $60 property. Here is your clue. 24-hour lollipop. Debra.
All day sucker?
All day sucker, Debra. You are the gold player. Let's turn Baltic Avenue gold. $60 into Debra's bank. And Tripp, you're going to get just a moment to collect your thoughts. Debra and Tom, you each have one property and a two-property monopoly. You're going to need one more property to take control. So the next correct answer takes that monopoly. For Tom and Debra, here is your clue. Doctors, take two. Tom.
Aspirin.
Aspirin, Tom, in a race to the buzzer. That is a monopoly. Let's turn them red. And Tom, every time you take over Monopoly, we give you the combined value of all the properties in that Monopoly. Those two $60 properties are going to be $120 into your bank. Tripp, you are back into it. Everybody's involved. We're going to move over to Oriental Avenue, worth $100. Here is your clue. Baked state. Debra.
Alaska.
Baked Alaska, Debra. Let's turn Oriental Avenue gold. $100 into Debra's bank. Vermont Avenue and $100 for the next correct answer. Your clue. Welk's Main Squeeze. Tom.
Accordion.
Accordion. Very good, very good. Tom, let's turn Vermont Avenue red. $100 into Tom's bank. Connecticut Avenue, the last available property on this block with $120 value. Your clue. Tell's Target. Tom.
Apple.
Apple, William Tell. You figured that one out very well, Tom, and that's two of them in a row. Debra and Tom once again fighting for control of this Monopoly. Tom, you have two properties and a three-property Monopoly. You need one more property, therefore one more correct answer to take control. Debra, to fend off this challenge, you have one property. You need two more. You need two consecutive correct answers. Here is your clue. Brass Boss. Tom.
Albert.
Herb Albert in the Tijuana Brass, Tom, and that is a monopoly. Let's turn them all red. Tom, you have got that entire first block, and the combined value of those three properties is another $320 into your bank. St. Charles Place and $140 for the correct answer, beginning with the letter H. Here is your clue. Donkey Chuckle. Debra.
Hee-haw.
Hee-haw, Debra. Let's turn St. Charles Place gold. $140 goes into your bank. Now for States Avenue and $140, your clue. None duds. Tom.
Habit.
A habit is correct, Tom, and you are making quite a habit of this. Let's turn it red. Another $140 to Tom. Virginia Avenue and $160 for the next correct answer. Players, here is your clue. Fairy tale finish. Tom.
Happy.
More.
Happy ending.
Debra, Tripp. Tripp.
Oh.
Happy ending. Happy ending's incorrect. Debra. Time. Happily ever after is what we were looking for. Ooh, and a lot of sad faces. Debra, you didn't even get in on that one, but Tom and Tripp hurt themselves. The incorrect answer cost you the value of the property. We're going to take $160 away from each of you. Nobody was able to get Virginia Avenue on that clue. Therefore, we're going to drop the value of that property in half. Now for Virginia Avenue and $80. Here is your clue, players. Gleason's Group. Tripp.
The Honeymooners.
The Honeymooners, Tripp. Let's turn it green. And you got that money back. That one's worth $80, Tripp. You're still in the negative, but you are a part of this monopoly. Everyone is a landowner here. Everybody's going to be involved in our next toss-up clue, players. You're ready. Here is your clue. Pet prerequisite. Debra. Tom with Tripp. Tripp.
Housebroken.
Housebroken. Very well done, Tripp. Tripp, you now have the option to decide who you want to play. You can take a property away from Tom or away from Debra.
I think I'll play Debra.
You're going to play Debra. He's going to scrape Tom off of States Avenue. Let's turn that one green. Tripp, you now have two properties in a three-property monopoly. One more property, therefore one more correct answer. Debra, you are familiar with this position. You have one property. You need two more. You're going to need two consecutive correct answers. Here is your clue. Elvis Hotel. Tripp.
Heartbreak.
Heartbreak Hotel. Oh, and you put a hurting on Debra. Let's turn it all green. That's a monopoly for you, Tripp. And the combined value of those properties deposited in your bank is $440. That's going to put you on the plus side, Tripp, as we move across the railroad tracks to St. James Place. for St. James and $180, players. Here is your clue. Diaphragm spasm. Tom.
Helium.
Time. Deborah, Tripp. Deborah.
Hiccup.
Hiccup is the one we wanted, Deborah. Let's turn St. James plays gold. $180 into your bank. Tom, we didn't forget you. That incorrect answer is going to cost you the value of St. James. $180 out of your bank, tightening things up considerably for Tennessee Avenue and $180, players. Here is your clue. Before Dewey and Louie. Tom.
Huey.
Huey is correct, Tom. Let's turn Tennessee red. You got that money back. $180 into your bank, Tom, as we move on to New York Avenue. The last available property on this block worth $200, players. For control of New York Avenue and the dough, here is your clue. Chicken childbirth. Tripp.
Hen.
Incorrect, Deborah.
Hatch.
Hatch is what we were looking for, Deborah. Let's turn it gold. Tripp, that one put a hurting on you. We're going to have to take that $200 away from you. We're going to give Deborah $200 for acquiring that property. Deborah, you are now in the enviable position of having 2 properties in a 3-property monopoly. You need 1 more property, 1 more correct answer. Tom, you're going to need 2 in a row to return to your former winning ways. If you're ready, Deborah and Tom, here is your clue. Pre-pocus. Tom.
Hocus.
Hocus pocus, Tom. There you go. That's 2 correct answers for each of you. The next correct answer takes control of the monopoly. Your clue. Bovine bunch. Deborah.
Herd.
Herd. You just beat the time buzzer, Deborah. We heard that one. Let's turn them all gold. That is a monopoly. The combined value of those properties is $560. And Deborah, that puts you in the lead with $1,240 at the end of our second block. Folks, we have got a tight game going here, and we'll be right back to start our third block in just a minute. Join us.
Were you surprised?
Surprised to turn 40? No.
I meant the party. The pizza.
The heartburn.
Mm-hmm. You know what they say about anchovies at your age.
Anchovies don't get to be my age. Do we have any Pepto?
Mm-hmm.
Here it comes. Thick, rich, remarkable relief from heartburn. The one that coats is the only one you need.
Feeling better?
Like a kid again.
And now, back to Monopoly and your host, Mike Reilly.
Thank you very much, and folks, we are back. Our first 2 blocks were a veritable horse race. We have got some competitors with us tonight, and we're going to take just a moment to meet them. Let's turn it over to this week's hostess, Kathy Kargas. Kathy.
Our first player tonight is a red player, a lawyer from Des Moines, Iowa. He's Tom Wilson. Next is the gold player. She's a billing clerk from the suburbs of Chicago. She's Debra Gavin. And our green player is a reporter from Larchmont, New York. He's Tripp Laughlin. Good luck, players. Back to you, Mike.
Thank you, Kathy, and we'll see you in just a minute when you come out and roll those dice for us. But players, we have some business to attend to first. We're going to go right back into our third block. We're going to start it off with Kentucky Avenue, a $220 property. All correct answers on this block, players, will begin with the letter I. The letter I. Hands next to your buzzers. Here is your clue. Flasher's crime. Tripp. Time. Tom.
Indecent exposure.
Indecent exposure. Tom, we've hit your area of expertise. Let's turn Kentucky Avenue red. $220 into Tom's bank. Tripp, I'm sickened and saddened to say it, but unfortunately that $220 is going to have to come from you. That puts you into the negatives, but you've got plenty of time to make that money back as we move on to Indiana Avenue, a $220 property for control of Indiana and the money. Here is your clue. Highest form of flattery. Deborah.
Imitation.
Imitation in a race to the buzzer, Deborah. Turn Indiana Avenue gold. $220 to Deborah. We move on to Illinois Avenue, a $240 property. Players, here is your clue. Cartoon bulb. Tripp.
Idea.
Idea. There you go, Tripp. That's where it appears. Right up there. Illinois Avenue, turn it green. $240 into Tripp's bank. Put you back up on the plus side, Tripp. And once again, everybody is a landowner in this Monopoly, players. Everybody's going to be involved in this toss-up clue. You're ready, players. Here is your clue. Hospital hookup. Tom.
Intravenous.
IB is what we were looking for, Tom. Very well done. You now have the option, Tom. Would you like to play against Debra or against Tripp?
I guess I'll try against Tripp.
Against Tripp, we're going to scrape Debra out of there. He's no gentleman. He's going to take Indiana Avenue away from her. Debra, take just a moment and think about what he just did to you. While Tom and Tripp played out for control of this Monopoly. Tom, you have 2 properties. You need one more correct answer. Tripp, you're going to need 2 in a row. Here is your clue. Defendant cry. Tripp.
Innocent.
As easy as that, Tripp. That's 2. The next correct answer, gentlemen, takes control of the Monopoly. Here is your clue. Lira land. Tom.
Italy.
Italy, Tom. Oh, Tripp, he just beat you out. And Tom, that is a Monopoly. Turn them all red. And the value of those 3 properties combined is $680 into your bank, Tom. That puts you in the lead as we move over to Atlantic Avenue, a $260 property for control of Atlantic players. Here is your clue. Bachelor's last words. Tom.
I do.
I do, and he did. Let's turn Atlantic Avenue red. $260 to Tom. Ventnor Avenue and $260 for the next correct answer. Here is your clue, players. Can't catch Z's. Debra.
Insomnia.
Insomniac is what we're looking for, Debra. Turn Ventnor Avenue gold. $260 into Debra's bank. We move on to Marvin Gardens with a big price tag. $280 for Marvin. Take control of that property, players. Here is your clue. Presidential pink slip. Debra.
Inaugural.
Incorrect. Tripp or Tom? Tripp.
Impeach.
Impeachment. Tripp's picking up on all the Nixon clues. Let's turn Marvin Green. $280 into your bank, Tripp. And Debra, you got it the wrong way around. We're going to have to take that $280 away from you. A familiar situation, players. Everybody is involved in this Monopoly. Here is your next clue. Tag victim. Tripp.
Autopsy.
Tom.
It.
Exactly. Very well done, Tom. Where would you like to go? Who do you want to play against?
Tripp's so fun. I'm just going to go
You're going to
against
stay
Tripp.
with Tripp. Tom, 1 more property, 1 more correct answer. Tripp, you know the situation. You're going to need 2 in a row to keep from taking over that Monopoly. If you're ready, Tom and Tripp, here is your clue. Dunk. Tripp.
Idiot.
Tom is automatically going to get credit for that correct answer. Idiot is not what we were looking for, Tripp. It was immerse. It was immerse. And Tom, that is a Monopoly. Let's turn them all red. The combined value of those properties is $800, Tom. $800 into your bank, and you're stretching your lead. We're going to turn the corner into our high-rent district. We're going to start with Pacific Avenue, a $300 property. Players, all correct answers on this block will start with the letter V. For control of Pacific, here is your clue. Snake spit. Tom.
Venom.
Venom, Tom. Let's turn Pacific Avenue red. $300 into Tom's bank. We move on to North Carolina Avenue, also a $300 property. For North Carolina players, here is your clue. Top team. Tom.
Varsity.
Varsity, Tom, and you are a first stringer. Let's turn North Carolina Avenue red. $300 into your bank. Debra and Tripp, you're going to want to stop from taking that Monopoly in short order. A very valuable Monopoly in our later round. For Pennsylvania Avenue and $320. Here is your clue. Dagger doll. Tom.
Voodoo.
Voodoo, Tom, and you put the hex on him. That is a Monopoly. Let's turn them all red. Give him $320 for Pennsylvania Avenue. The combined value of all those properties is another $920. Tom, you're over $4,000 as we move into our last and most valuable properties. Players for Park Place at $350. Here is your clue. Nobleman's title. Tripp.
Vicar.
Incorrect, Debra. Tom.
Viscount.
Viscount is what we wanted, Tom. Park Place is red like so many other properties on our board. $350 into your bank, Tom. Tripp, that one's going to hurt you. Another $350 out of your bank. You can pick it up right here, though, on the boardwalk. Boardwalk is worth $400, and you can take it over by giving me the correct answer to this clue. Talks for 2. Time. Ventriloquist. Ventriloquist was the one we were going after. Nobody got that one. We're going to move to our next one. However, we will drop the value of Boardwalk in half. Now for control of Boardwalk and $200. Your clue. Upscale cashmere. Tom.
Oh, velour.
Incorrect. Debra. Tripp. Vicuna. Vicuna. Tom, that one is going to hurt you this time. $200 out of your bank. Nobody got Boardwalk the second time. Now we slash the value again. If everybody's ready, here is your clue. Knows her manners. Debra.
Van.
Oh, Tripp or Tom? Nobody. The buzzer beat you. Vanderbilt. You were halfway there, Debra, but halfway is not good enough. We're going to have to take that $100 away from you. For Boardwalk and $50, here is your clue. Stakeout. Nobody. Vigil. Vigil. The ever-watchful Tom, Debra, and Tripp watching it slide by. For Boardwalk and 2 Bits players, here is your clue. Pontiffad. Tom.
The Vatican.
The Vatican. Let's turn it red, Tom. Another Monopoly. $25 for Boardwalk. However, for taking control of that Monopoly, Tom, that's another $750 into your bank. Tom, you're just dominating this board. At the end of this round, you have $5,425 and control of 6 Monopolies on the board. Debra, you're in second with $1,340 and 1 Monopoly on the board. Tripp, you have Monopoly, but you are cash poor. You have only $110. While we're away at commercial, our players are going to use some of their money to improve their properties with houses and hotels. Houses cost $50 each. Hotels go for $250, and they're going to bring them some nice rent monies. We'll see what they do right after this. Come on back.
How long will the flavor of carefree, sugarless gum last? Till the cows come home.
Welcome home.
Carefree peppermint with NutraSweet, the flavor lasts.
From the producers of Full House and Perfect Strangers comes a new show predicated on this simple yet terrifying notion. What if you lived with the people you worked with? Going Places, a comedy that hits close to home. Coming this fall to ABC.
Welcome back to Monopoly and their big money round. Once again, here's Mike Reilly.
All right, thank you very much. And folks, you're back just in time for the Make Them or Break Them round. The players, you're all going to be traveling around the board together on the dice that Kathy rolls, and there are hotels just about everywhere. We're going to take just a minute to see who built what where. Now, Tom, you ended that last round with $5,425 and control of 6 Monopolies. You went with hotels everywhere. That cost you $4,000. You're going to start this round with $1,425. Debra, you ended our last round with $1,340 and control of 1 Monopoly. You built 3 hotels. That cost you $750. That'll leave you with $590. Tripp, not one to be swept up in trends, saved his money. $110. 1 Monopoly, didn't do any construction, but Tripp, there are plenty of things that can happen to you in this round. You're going to be able to build up some big cash. Players, we're all going to be going around the board on the roll of the dice. When we land on your property, you can collect some rent by answering one of our crossword puzzle type clues. If you're not able to come up with the correct answer, though, your opponents can sneak in and steal that rent. If everybody's ready, we're going to turn it over to Kathy. And Kathy, roll those dice. 11, a hot hand is going to take us all the way around the board. We're going to skip Tom's first block entirely and Tripp. That is your property. St. Charles Place, there's no construction there, but what kind of rent money can he make for himself, Charlie?
$70.
Thank you, Charlie O. Tripp, your correct answer will begin with the letter F. Here is your clue. Boat bunch. Debra, Tom. Nobody. Fleet is what we wanted. Fleet. Tripp, you will not get penalized because you are the landlord there. Tom and Debra, you didn't ring in and hurt yourselves. Let's go back to Kathy. Kathy, roll those dice. Let's make some money for somebody. Snake Eyes, that's going to take us over to States Avenue. Tripp, you're going to get another shot at it. What does States Avenue rent for without any building on it there, Charlie?
$70.
All right, Tripp, once again, for you alone, you'll have 3 seconds to come up with the correct answer without using your buzzer. Here is your clue. Correct answer begins with the letter F. Your clue, photo by phone.
Fax.
Fax is correct, Tripp. Give him the money. Kathy, roll those dice. Let's move on. A 6. That is going to take us down to New York Avenue. Good news for you, Deborah. That is yours with a hotel. Charlie, what's New York renting for these days?
$1,000.
An easy $1,000 for you, Deborah. Just give me the correct answer, beginning with the letter F to this clue. 20s Go-Go Girl. Tom.
Flapper.
Flapper is correct, Tom. $1,000 for you. Kathy, rolling. Another pair of doubles, an 8 is going to take us around the board to Ventnor Avenue. Well, Tom, it took us a while, but it was inevitable. That is yours, Ventnor with a hotel. Charlie?
$1,150.
Your correct answer will begin with the letter D. Here is your clue. Evolution Egghead.
Darwin.
Charles Darwin, Tom. That's $1,150 into your bank. Kathy, roll him. He's got some more property staring him in the face here. A 7 is going to take us around the board to Pennsylvania Avenue. I know that's a big-ticket property, Charlie.
$1,400.
$1,400, Tom. Quick and easy. Just give me the correct answer, beginning with the letter S to this clue. Sotheby's last word.
Sold.
Sold. Sotheby's, the famous auction house, Tom. $1,400 for you. Kathy, let's roll them. A 7. That's going to take us around Pasco. Let's give everyone $200 for taking the ride. Mediterranean Avenue with a hotel. What's that rent for, Charlie?
$250.
$250, Tom, for the correct answer. Your correct answer begins with the letter C. Your clue, France dance. Time, Tripp.
Can.
It is indeed, Tripp. The can. $253 for you. Let's go back to Kathy. Kathy, let's make Tripp a little more money. Roll them. A 5. That is going to take us to Oriental Avenue. We're still in Tom's domain. Oriental Avenue with a hotel. That's going to bring us a little more money. And players, that sound means 1 minute to go in the round. Let's see what kind of money Tom's looking at here.
$550.
$550, Tom, for the correct answer, beginning with the letter C to this clue. Professor Plum's game.
Clue.
Clue is correct. $550 into your bank, Tom. Kathy, let's roll them. We got some time just to make a little bit more money. Doubles again. A 4 is going to take us to jail. Ooh, I don't like the way that feels. Let's move on down the board. Roll them, Kathy. A 5. That is going to take us to the Pennsylvania Railroad. Players, a hostile takeover opportunity with time running out in the game. I will give you all a toss-up clue. The player who rings in with the correct answer can take that Pennsylvania Railroad to any property on the board in an effort to take that monopoly away from another player. Here is your clue. From coach to first class. Tom.
Upgrade.
Upgrade is correct, Tom. You're going to have a chance to upgrade your portfolio. Where do you want to go with that?
I'd like to try taking the St. James Place. 3
correct answers to take over those 3 properties taken away from Debra. Your correct answers will begin with the letter F. Tom, here's your first clue. Ollie's Deer.
Fawn.
Fawn Hall is correct. Very well solved, Tom. That is 1. Your second. Castanet Stomp.
Flamenco.
Flamenco dancing is correct, Tom. That's 2. Your final question to take over the whole monopoly, Tom, beginning with the letter F. Your clue, digit ID.
Fingerprints.
Fingerprints, Tom. Very well solved. That is a monopoly. Turn them all red, and time ran out in the round. Tom, you came on strong. Tripp, you got hurt in the first round. You didn't have an opportunity to come back. You ended that round with $630 and no real estate to bulk up your score. That's not going to be enough to take over Tom. Debra, you ended that round with $790, and Tom snuck in and stole that property right out from under you. Neither do you have any real estate value to add to your score. That means, Tom, you are going to run away with this thing. You have $6,285, control of 7, count them, 7 monopolies on the board. We're going to cash in your hotels, sell them off for $250 apiece to give you a final round total of $11,035, Tom. And the better news is you just won yourself a shot at $25,000. Come on over here. Debra and Tripp, you ran up against a wrecking ball today. You put a hurting on you. Thanks for playing the game, though. Tom,
thanks a lot.
You're amazing. You are amazing. We're going to come right back and watch Tom go for $25,000 or maybe even $50,000. Come back and watch him do it. He's got a hot hand.
I might be pregnant. In 3 minutes, I'll know with this. Clear Blue Easy. It's the easiest pregnancy test ever. Just 1 step and no messy test tubes. Clear Blue Easy. It's the easiest.
The stress headache. Relentless. Tightening. Stretching. when the pain has you at the limit. Take Anacin. Anacin, or aspirin-free Anacin 3. Strong pain relief for today's stress headache.
Introducing Fisher-Price Baby Shampoo.
You can tell by that look, that life, that laugh, that care, that kiss, that smile, that splash. We've got a base you can trust.
Fisher-Price loves children, so we've created a baby shampoo with no unnecessary ingredients. It's as gentle to the eyes as water.
You can tell by that squeal, that giggle, that glug, that grin, that glow, that hot, that hug.
The new Fisher-Price Bath Care line.
We've got a base you can trust.
This is for people that don't know how to talk, like James Brown.
From the producer of America's Funniest Home Videos,
Look here!
Look here!
a special preview of this fall's hilarious new series, America's Funniest People, next Saturday.
Sunday, Audrey Hepburn steals for love.
I'll take my chances.
Robert Wagner loves to steal.
It's not that I mind being shot at, it's just not knowing why.
Love Among Thieves, Sunday.
Folks, we are back, and it's time for our once-around-the-block $25,000 bonus round. Now, you saw Tom dominate the board like you see few people do it. Now we're going to see when he goes against the board itself and no other opponents. Tom, you've already done the hard work. You've picked yourself up $11,000, right. And I've asked you to place 4 go-to-jails on the board, beginning with 1 in the second row. And where did you put that one?
I put it on New York Avenue, right at the end.
Avenue, and 1 in the third row?
That's right, Kentucky Avenue, right at the beginning.
Avenue. And 2 in the last row, bearing in mind that go-to-jail in the corner is still in play.
That's right, at Park Place and Luxury Tax.
At Park Place and Luxury Tax. You put them in groups, we'll see how that strategy works for you. It gets easy from here on, Tom. You have 5 rolls of the dice. Every time you roll doubles, I'll give you an extra roll. If you can make it all the way around the board without hitting one of those go-to-jails past go, I'll give you $25,000. If you can land exactly on go, we'll give you $50,000. Right. Every square you pass, we'll give you $100. You can stop at any point and keep the money you've won, if you understand. Take those dice from Kathy. Kathy, put a little luck on them. Kathy. Tom, we are on your side. We want to give away that money. Let's see you do it. Let's see some big numbers right off the bat. Something good. That's a 5. All right. It's a slow start, but nothing to worry about. You have $500. You're on the Reading Railroad. You have no bad rolls of the dice and 4 rolls to go. Pick them up. Put them down, Tom. Let's see something good for you. A 3. Oh, that's going to take you to Vermont Avenue. You're still on the first block. You have $800. You have 3 more rolls to go, Tom.
All right, doubles. We need doubles.
Your only bad roll is 11. Stay away from that. A 7. Much better. You turn the corner. You're on the Pennsylvania Railroad. You have 2 rolls to go. You have $1,500. Your only bad rolls are 4 and 6. What do you want to do, Tom?
I'm going for it.
He's going to stay away there, Tom. Let's see some big numbers. Let's see some doubles.
Some big doubles.
You need to pick up some doubles here. Oh, Tom, that's too bad. Sorry about that, but $11,000 for an easy day's work. You can't complain about that, Tom. We're trying to pick up big money. We're out of time. For Tom, for Kathy, and for me, Mike Reilly, thanks for joining us on Monopoly. We'll see you next week. Peace and good cheer. Bye-bye.